Hello again, welcome to Build the AT AT. Alright, we're going to start at the beginning. Seems to be, let me show you the bit I'm looking at, 3 parts and a base. Head, the legs, then the body, then the base. So we're going to start with the head, see how far through we get. None of this makes any real sense to me. I can't tell what any of it is until we get to it, except for when we get here there's going to be a lot of painting to do on the figures and the inside, although you'll only be able to see it through the little slot, but it's there. I like those little figures, so we'll see what we can do with those. Right, starting with 1-1, we've got a couple of bits to get off of a sprue. Right, starting with A 26 and 27, sprue A 26 and 27. As ever, when you're cutting away from the sprue, always cut a fair distance away from the part initially, and then finish off when you can actually get into it and see exactly what you're doing by cutting closer, and then removing any excess. Obviously on a straight edge go straight, on a curved edge follow around the curve. Now all of these parts will be primed. I'm going to be priming this one in black and then painting over the top in white and light grey to give the correct colour and some depthing and panel line effects with it. There you go, that's the first part. 26, 27, it's just here. Alright, because this is going to be fairly boring, I will be cutting most of these off camera. And basically, if you can't cut things off a sprue, there's not much I can help with. So let's get the worst of that done. Lots of this is going to be internal, so not too worried by the occasional seam or panel line. Right, one part like that, one part like that. It goes on without gluing. There's obviously some articulation going on there. Right, I'll get a few more bits cut off and put together, and we'll see where we are. And there we are. Right, all just snapped together. The head is complete. Now this is the first of these larger small scale kits that I've done from Bandai, and I'm continuing to be very impressed by them. This is all just snapped together, no glue involved at all. I doubt that I'll even glue any of it together, to be honest. The detail is just amazing. There's so much going on. I'm just going to dismantle this to get into it, to show you what is going on. As I say, the fact that it's only snapped together makes that, in theory, very easy. In practice, it's coming apart the wrong way. There we go. Right, now the neck piece obviously went together quite easily. It's got articulation in all directions, not up and down at the body end, and the other end also has in and out as well as directional. Now inside, a nice one piece shell with lots of detail. There are obviously extra guns to go on the edges there as well. Now the only bit that you can see through inside is the little grill at the front there, and to be honest, even that you can't, because the only thing you can see is the red tinted piece, which is still going to have a decal on it, which is such a shame, because inside there again you have all of the detail. I'm going to put some detail on the back wall, obviously paint the people, but as I say, once you put it together, I'm fairly certain you're going to be able to see absolutely nothing. If you get the angle and the light just right, you may catch a glimpse of something, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to see a thing. Well, I'm going to get most of this back apart again and primed, and then we'll see about making it grey again, giving some body to it and seeing how we get on. All in all, I'm so impressed so far. It's just a shame all of it's going to be invisible, but I know it's there, and thanks to this video, now so will you. Right, I'll see you back when it's primed. That's it all stripped down then. I've left the neck in one piece, although I am going to add a little extra thin to see if I can get rid of that seam line. Again, the mechanism inside there can stay together. Oh, as I throw it away, the mechanism inside can stay together, as it doesn't need to be primed. Right, the one feature that I do quite like, the guns do have an extra sliding mechanism that's built in because of this bit at the top here, so you can actually have them, I say, retracted as they've just fired, or fully forward, or possibly even one of each, or I'm not sure if they fire together in the film or not. I'll leave the pilots in there seated, but I have taken the front wall off, obviously to prime and paint that separately. I'll be taking the other gun off, leaving the side panels on there, I think, because obviously they're never going to come off again anyway. That's about it. I've obviously taken the red piece well away from any paint. I'm going to get these primed and then see about painting. I've grabbed a couple of stills from the film to see the inside. There's a couple of shots where you can see the back wall, and a couple of shots over the top of the pilots' heads where you can see the panel in front and out of the window. So I'll see if I can get that at least to the feel of the film, if not screen accurate. But right, I'm going to get these primed with Ultimate Primer, the black, which needs a good shake, and I'll show you what it looks like on the other side. Right, I've just opened the seam there just to give me a little bit of access. I'll run some of the extra thin across the inside. On both sides. Nice thing about this glue is it's so thin, it does just suck itself into where it needs to be. Right, that should give me a much better line. Just going to keep these pieces moving. Make sure I haven't glued them together. Don't need that in there. Right, there we go. Still got plenty of movement there on the neck. Right, a little bit of fine sanding on that. Just get rid of the edge. It's obviously going to be difficult with all these grooves, but so it's got to be painted yet, and it should cover it up mostly okay. Right, let's see how we go. Right, that's hopefully just using the edge, been able to get into the grooves a little bit. One of the nice things about using an airbrush is it's full of air, so without any paint, normally you can just use it to blow away the odd bit of dust that builds up. Better. I'm sure the primer will cover that nicely as well. Right, I can't prime on camera because it's just too loud, so I'll get that done and show you what it looks like when it's completed. Well, until the compressor kicks in, I may be able to film a little bit on airbrushing. I'm just going to start with a light mist coat to give the paint a chance to adhere to the surface. Something like that. Hopefully still on camera. There we go. Not worried about too much coverage of every spot being the mist coat, as we will obviously be adding more in a moment. Just give it a minute to dry, and then by the time I've done the last piece I can come back and go heavier on the first piece again. I do want to make sure I go careful around the edges of the pieces that fit together, so hopefully I can still remove it as and when I need to. A little bit of spatter there as a start, but again, being the primer, not overly concerned. Although the black will give us a nice depthing. It's not the ultimate top coat end colour, so it's just about getting the paint down to protect the plastic from the other paints on top, give you a base for it to stick to. underside I'll be leaving black anyway, because that's going to darken down everything, and the inside of the cockpit should be black. Right, I'm going to turn the camera off and get the rest of this finished off. See you soon. There we have it. That's all of the parts primed. It does really make some of the detail pop on the back wall, and find it on the pilots themselves. Zoom in a little bit for that. I think they'll look really good once they're dried and painted to colour. Now the outside shell I won't be painting quite yet. I'll wait until it's all assembled, or mostly assembled, and then paint it all at once, because obviously I want to keep the colour sitting the same. So the next job is going to be doing the detail work inside. So some of this will be put aside. I'll put the gun bits back together, and get some of the neck back together as well. That's the outside of the back wall. So that's the final bit on the outside. Sorry about the camera work. Obviously the inside back wall you're going to see. So the outside bit and the outside bit I'll be leaving, as I will the underside, although I do need to do, as I say, the people inside, the inside back wall, and the console. Right, I'm going to let this paint dry, and I'll get some paint on those. Again, being small fiddly stuff, there's not very much I can do on camera, but I'll get started on it and give you an update later, or for you in just a few seconds. And there we go. That's the interior of the cockpit all painted up. As close to screen accurate as I can get it. The colour may not be quite right, but it's all going to be locked away inside anyway. The 4 decals, or actually stickers in this case, that came with the kit applied. Stripes on the front and the helmets of the pilots. But other than that, all hand painted, and happy with the result. That leaves the cannons to be painted a bit more metallic, and mainly grey as well, and then the head, which will be painted along with the rest of the body once that's assembled. As you say, everything's enclosed except for that little slit at the front, which just shows you the red but dark inside it, so you're not going to see a thing through there, but we'll know it's there. There we have it. Matte coat applied, everything locked in. Very happy with that. Now the neck you can put on for now, just to get that. Got to take that out to get there. No, goes in under that wall. Take that back wall off. Let's see what I'm doing, get it lined up, there we go. That's that. Back roll back on. Hopefully without damaging it all. There we go. And then everything should slide into place. That. There you go. Now, all that lovely detail inside there. Yep, you can see a little bit of red with a few black lines on it. Lovely. Right, that's the head completed then. I'll put the guns on and get them painted along with the rest of it. There you go. That's those. All in all, the start of a very nice kit. That's that done. Right, I hope you've enjoyed that. I'll work on the legs next time. Thanks for watching.